guys, I'm Justin Walter, and joining me are photographers, influencers, content creators, writers, bloggers, and the authors of Roaming America, Renee and Matthew Hahnel. So thank you guys for joining me.
Hey, Justin.
Hey. So where are you guys coming from? I know you travel all the time, but where are you right now?
Right now, we're at home and we live in Seattle.
Amazing. So first, before we jump into the book and traveling all around the United States, can you share how the three of us recently met?
Yeah, we met in beautiful Tahiti recently on a trip where we were traveling around a bunch of islands. It was amazing.
Yeah, now Matt, you guys have actually been there before. So going for the second time, how did that kind of reaffirm or change your opinion of Tahiti?
Yeah, after the first trip, it was so amazing. We had just incredible memories from it, and this just built upon that. And now, we just want to go right back right now.
I know. Well, travel has changed a lot in the last year due to the pandemic. So I know your travels have changed, mine have changed. And I wanted to talk to you guys because a lot of people have shifted their travel focus to road trips in the United States. So you guys have actually done a huge road trip. So tell me the backstory that went into the road trip of then writing the book, Roaming America.
Yeah, so essentially I was approached by a client a few years ago, and they were bringing out a new product and they wanted to promote it, and they had some kind of affiliations with the National Park Foundation, and they wanted to send someone to every single national park. So that ended up working out, and over a 7-month road trip, we went all around the US, 40 states or something like that, drove around in a 1980s Volkswagen camper van, slept in there for most of the nights, took a few flights to American Virgin Islands and American Samoa and stuff like that. And yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I got to point out, I noticed some accents. You guys aren't originally from the United States. So Renee, being from Australia, before doing this road trip, how many national parks in the US had you guys already been to?
We'd already lived in the US for a little bit before this project, and we'd also traveled here a little too. So I think we'd been to around 15 maybe. Okay. So a good chunk, but it was definitely exciting to get to see the others.
So in the 7 months, how many did you hit? How many at the time were there, and how many did you hit them all. So how many were there?
Yeah, there were 59 at the time. I think there's now 63. There's been a few more added.
Are you on the selection committee of if they should approve or not future parks? Because I feel like you should be.
I wish. That would be amazing.
Yeah. All right, Matthew, you've been to all of them. What's your all-time favorite and why?
We get asked that obviously all the time. Such a hard question, but I don't know. We love the Grand Teton in Wyoming. It's just those mountains are just so pronounced and they're just so beautiful. And then Mount Rainier is so close to home. We're only 2 to 3 hours away from that, and we go there all the time, and it's just absolutely amazing. But with that said, there's so many that we could say that are just as amazing, like Yosemite and Glacier and all the Alaskan parks. So it's such a tough question. Yeah.
Yeah. So Renee, which one would you say kind of surprised you the most that you maybe had a different perspective of, but when you got there, you were either wowed or even disappointed? Because I think sometimes we leave off in travel, which ones weren't as great, but talk about the good one first.
Yeah, one that really surprised us was Big Bend National Park in Texas. Okay. We didn't have super high expectations, and when we got there, we were just blown away by how beautiful it was, and it was way more diverse than we were expecting. So definitely underrated in our opinion.
I'd never even heard of that. So what kind of a park is it? Is it mountains or, obviously not in Texas mountains, but what do you do there?
Yeah, so there's the Rio Grande, and then there's canyons, there's mountains. It's right on the Mexican border. There's hiking, lots of photography. There's hot springs, actually. That was our favorite part, was there's hot springs right on the river, and we went there for sunrise, and it was just incredible. Amazing.
Which one surprised me as I was reading the book was National Park of American Samoa. So I had no idea there was a U.S. national park there. So Matt, can you share a little bit about what it was like going there and what that park looked like?
Yeah, it's not just you. We didn't know that existed until this trip. So it was amazing. We got there and we were so surprised. Obviously, the national parks are a very popular establishment, and it's the most popular tourist set up in the world is the American national parks. And getting there, we felt like we were the only tourists on the whole island. It was I think we could have been. We drove around, there's just locals everywhere. There's no real, there's not a whole lot of restaurants and all that kind of stuff set up for Westerners. It's just it's the local setup and what they live with on a day-to-day basis, and the island's just beautiful.
It's a hidden gem of the U.S. national parks. That sounds perfect. It sounds like Tahiti a little bit, where you feel like you have your own private island wherever you go. Okay, so I'm going to do something fun. Your book is beautiful, and all the photos were taken by you guys. You guys wrote the whole book. It's incredible. Just even having it on the coffee table, I've already had my roommate and a couple friends that have come over and asked, what is that? And I was like, I know them, they're my friends. So I'm gonna actually flip through a random page, and then I want you guys to kind of share maybe a moment or a behind the scenes, funny story or something that happened that isn't in the book from that page. So, okay, I'm just gonna pick a random page. Here we go. What do we got here?
So that's the Grand Canyon.
Oh, it's so common to tell us. Yeah, go ahead.
That we went to on the trip.
Yeah, that actually kicked off the trip. Was that visit? So yeah, that's not a bad way to start.
Yeah, we think sunset in that photo of the Grand Canyon, and we got out for every sunrise and every sunset, and it was really special and a great way to start the trip.
Yeah, we spent a bunch of time driving around the day we got there, trying to find the perfect viewpoint that you could back up our van to and open the back and look out to the Grand Canyon. It wasn't right there, but we did find it, and it's in the books there somewhere as well.
Incredible. And that's one thing I wanted to say is, after traveling with you guys are full-time content creators in so many avenues. And I think a lot of people sometimes give or have the assumption that it's not hard work. You guys are so hardworking, and from sunrise to sunset are working nonstop taking photos. I was so impressed with your work ethic, and it just shows in your content how incredible you guys really are and how much hard work this job actually takes, even though you're exploring amazing places. So I think it's important for people to know that you're not just having this easy time traveling, but it is an amazing job, right?
That trip had its ups and downs for sure. It was absolutely incredible, but we won't lie, it was very tiring as well. Yeah,
definitely not going to complain about it, but for 7 months straight, having to move non-stop every single day, even when you were tired or whatever, then it was a lot, but it was absolutely amazing.
Busy.
We'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So for anyone who wants to plan, not a road trip in the US going to national parks, whether it's all of them or some of them, what's your kind of top advice for someone looking to do road trips to national parks?
Yeah, so I would say that one of our top pieces of advice is for the really popular national parks, I'm talking Yosemite, Yellowstone, places like that, you definitely want to book your accommodation and campsites for summertime ahead of time. You want to make sure they're secured because they book out really quickly. Yeah. But then other than that, I would say if you are doing a longer national parks road trip, you definitely want to see how the weather's going, how much you're enjoying each park, because you might factor in 5 days at one park, but be done in 3.
Yeah.
Or somewhere else you might want to spend more time. So it's kind of, you have to find the perfect combination of winging it and seeing how you go, and then planning just a little bit.
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys? What's, looking ahead, what's coming up for you guys?
Not a lot right now.
I know, that's the thing, right? As world travelers during the pandemic, and we have to shift and adjust and find kind of the beauty of what we love about travel in our own homes. So you guys have done an incredible job. Where can people find you on social media and other ways to kind of connect or read and look at your material?
Yeah, so you'll find me at Renee Roaming.
You can find me at Matthew Hahnel.
And then our travel blog is reneeroaming.com. And then Roaming America is pretty much sold everywhere, Amazon, bookstores, it's all over the world. So
yeah, I got mine on Amazon and it came and very quickly, and I love it. So congratulations on all your work, and thank you for sharing your travel advice. And if you're watching and you love these guys like I do, follow them, read their blogs. Their photography is amazing, and they're just incredible people. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.